Welcome to Fort Whyte Alive. It's Barret, and I'm here to talk about two things that are very near and dear to us here at Fort Whyte Alive. One is wellness, specifically mental wellness. I'm here as part of Ride Don't Hide, one of the major fundraisers for the Canadian Mental Health Association. Ride Don't Hide Week this year is online, but you can participate by watching these videos and getting out and doing things that are positive for your body and your mind. Ride Don't Hide is one of the CMHA's major fundraisers, so to help provide programming and treatment for those experiencing mental illness, do consider looking at the Ride Don't Hide donation website. The other aspect of today, wellness and nature. Nature, specifically the feathered and flying kind. Fort Whyte Alive is well known in Manitoba and actually right across North America as a birding destination. I guess it began with the birds. The birds knew that we are a bird destination, not a birding destination. Our mix of habitat, our location along the Central North America flyway, sort of right in the middle of the Red River Valley, makes us a very, very, very popular spot for many bird species to migrate through or nest. I actually just see my first feathered friend of the day. Oh, it is a robin. A male robin, a nice big orange front, nice white ring around its eye. Beautiful. This little binocular, it's not expensive. I don't have a big set of binoculars. My eyes don't work well with binoculars. You don't need really any equipment to get into birding as a hobby. You just need the desire to go out and pay a little bit more attention to our feathered friends. This binocular definitely helped. I can't see the ring around the robin's eye, but I pop it up and oh yeah, that is wonderful. The other piece of equipment that you might consider, not necessary, but you might consider, also available very widely and inexpensively, is a good field guide. Now, I don't particularly endorse this guide over others. I just happen to grow up with the Golden Guide, so it's the one that I know and like best. Try things out. One of the great things about libraries and online is you can test before you decide what you want. A good field guide will give you pictures and what to look for on a bird to help identify it. I'm a big fan of the approach of trying to see what you see when you're outside and using the guide at home after the event. It's very distracting to flip through, oh, was it this? Was it this? When you could just be enjoying your time outside. Now, how does birding contribute to my mental well-being? On days where I might not want to or have the drive to get up and go out for a walk, it's an extra little incentive. A good birding day, a call from a friend, a call from a neighbor, hey, what's this in my backyard? That gets me moving and outside. And once I'm outside, I can't help but notice the wind in the trees, the sunlight, and it's a good calming thing. The other, it's a bit of a challenge. It's something new. Even if I've seen a bird before, I've never seen that bird on this day. That's a very interesting and grounding thought, because I've never been in this spot on this day. The birds actually help me remember how unique and special every moment of life. Certainly every moment spent looking for birds, but every moment of life really truly is. And that even there's not so nice ones, can be appreciated, and there is joy in every moment. Where to go birding? Just about anywhere. If you have trees, you will have birds. If you have grass, you will have birds. For Fort Whyte Alive and the Canadian Mental Health Association, this has been Barret Miller. I encourage you all to go birding, and I'm going to turn things over to my colleague Jody to add in a little bit more.
My name's Jody Watson, and I work here at Fort Whyte Alive. And my story about birding is a little bit of a tale of a reluctant birder. When I first started at Fort Whyte, we ran a program called Birding and Breakfast, and I recalled getting up very early in the morning to come and open the gate for our very eager birders to get out onto the trail at 6:30 in the morning to go and observe the birds. Now, being a non-morning person, I found this to be absolutely bonkers, I guess. I just thought that my time would have been better spent in bed than necessarily out trying to find the birds. But as my role expanded here at Fort Whyte and I started to do more and more programs, I had to learn a lot of the bird names, not only in English, but also in French. And there was one day when I was out with a group, and there was a little guy who was hopping around. And he was black and red, and he really caught my eye. And as I looked him up on my sheet, his name was Paladine Flamboyant, which, when you translate, is a flamboyant warbler. That I thought was hilarious. In English, we call it a red start. But at that moment, all of a sudden, something clicked. And I found myself starting to head out into nature a little bit more with some intention. And the intention was to find out where the birds were and what they were doing. As my love of birding has continued to grow while I work at Fort Whyte, I take this skill with me wherever I go. As Barret mentioned, you don't necessarily need to go to a place like Fort Whyte. I'm looking at birds when I'm in downtown Winnipeg. I'm looking at them when I'm out in Hecla. I'm looking at them out when I'm at my family farm in Souris, Manitoba. Because everywhere you go, you're going to be finding different species. And the one thing about birding is that it does make you really slow down a little bit and take a moment to notice those little things. I find that it's hard to even walk anywhere now without noticing the birds and just watching them for a minute to see what it is exactly that they're doing. I don't necessarily need to know what kind of bird it is, although I'll probably look it up later, but just sitting and taking a moment to observe another animal in its natural habitat and to appreciate the fact that it relies on that habitat for its own survival kind of gives you a moment to stop and reflect. It also gives you an opportunity to appreciate the nature and to appreciate whatever habitat it is that that animal is in. Nature is all around us, and we encourage you to get out and find it. And on behalf of the Canadian Mental Health Association, we hope that you do find an opportunity to get outside, to take a moment for your own mental wellness. Enjoy the nature, enjoy the birds, and take a moment to breathe in and listen to the sounds that are all around you. The bird sounds are some of the most beautiful ones. Thank you very much. We hope you'll consider donating to Ride Don't Hide.